Radhe Radhe. Welcome to Krishna Bhakti Ras 32. Today we continue from the book Saints of Vraja by Dr. O.B.L. Kapoor. Today's Katha is about Jai Krishna Das Babaji. Jai Krishna Das Babaji used to do his sadhana, kirtan, bhajan in Kamyavan. No one knew him. No one knew where he had come from, his background, his guru. They would just see him doing sadhana there every day. He would live under a tree in the outdoors. But there were some cowherd boys who used to come there and tease him, disturb him, and he was not happy with that. He did not want to be disturbed in his bhakti. So he decided to leave Kamyavan. But the residents who lived around Kamyavan felt that it's not a good omen if a great personality, a great devotee like Babaji will leave them. So they built a small cottage for him and convinced him to stay and told him that you can stay in this cottage and continue your sadhana in peace and nobody will disturb you. Now Kamyavan was under the king of Bharatpur at that time. And the king of Bharatpur had heard about Babaji. He wanted to see him, visit him, take his blessings. But Babaji refused to see him. He did not want to be contaminated by meeting a man who was so steeped into worldly affairs. But the king was desperate. Now Babaji used to go out daily for Madhukari, meaning asking food from 5 houses. So one day the king took the chance and he went and waited at the cottage of Babaji, hoping that when he comes back, I can take his darshan. So Babaji that day, he collected his Madhukari and he was halfway to his cottage when suddenly he shouted that, "My cottage is on fire!" And the residents naturally immediately ran to his cottage to check on it. But they saw that there was no fire, but the king was sitting there. So they understood that actually Babaji did not want to meet the king. That is why he said it's on fire. So they begged the king, they told him, please don't persist in trying to see Babaji against his will. He will not like it and he might just go away. So the king left. He was not offended. But he realized the futility of all his power, his money, palace. He realized the futility. He decided to give up everything. He gave up everything, turned over the kingdom, and then Babaji met him. He met him and gave him a lot of blessings. So Babaji continued doing his sadhana. But day by day, his Krishna Viraha was growing and growing and growing. He could not bear it that up to now he could not see Krishna. Up to now he could not get darshan of Krishna. One day his Viraha had broken all bounds and he was crying and sobbing. And Krishna could no longer keep himself away from him. At that time, Babaji heard a knock on his door. And some cowherd boy said, "Babaji, we are thirsty. Can we have some water?" And Babaji again thought that's again the same cowherd boys who have come to disturb him. He said, "Go away." And they said, "Babaji," they knocked again. They said, "Babaji, but we are thirsty. And what use is your bhajan if it makes you so hard-hearted that you cannot even give water to thirsty souls, Babaji?" What's the use of all this? So Babaji opened the door with a stick in his hand, ready to chase them away. But when he opened the door, he saw so many cowherd boys standing there, each one more beautiful than the other. So he asked the leader, "What's your name?" And the leader said, "I'm Kanhaiya." He asked the boy next to him, and the boy said, "I'm Baladao." And Babaji said, "Where are you from?" So Kanhaiya said, "We are from Nandagaon." Look at the Maya of Krishna. He was there, standing right in front of Babaji, but Babaji could not recognize them. So Krishna said, "Babaji, give us some water." Now Babaji did not have any cups, so he told them, "Okay, you cup your hands together," and then he was pouring water from his karava. So when he was pouring water to Krishna, Krishna and Babaji were looking at each other. They were lost, looking into each other's eyes. And the water was being poured not onto Krishna's hands, but onto the floor. And the other boys saw this and they started laughing and clapping. And then Krishna and Babaji realized what was happening. So Krishna told Babaji that, we come from very far and we will come to you daily. So please prepare refreshments for us and keep. And Babaji said, "No, don't come back anymore." And he closed the door. He closed the door on Krishna and went inside. But something in his heart told him that I want to see these boys again. He opened the door and they were gone. They had totally disappeared. No Kanhaiya, no Baldao, nobody else. Where could they have gone? Was it a dream? Babaji was asking himself. But he could smell the maddening fragrance, the sweet fragrance of their bodies. And then he realized that this was Krishna and Balaram that he had just seen. He was overjoyed. He was overjoyed that finally he had seen Krishna and Balaram. But the next moment he was in agony when he remembered that he had closed the door and told them, "Don't come back anymore." He started crying and wailing. And Krishna cannot stand seeing a devotee that sad. He appeared in front of him one more time and said, "Babaji, I shall come to you tomorrow and not leave anymore." The next day, one old lady came to Babaji and gave him a Sri Murti of Gopal and said, "I have become old. I cannot look after this Murti. You take care of him." But Babaji said, "But from where will I get the paraphernalia every day to look after him?" She said, "Don't worry. Everything that you need will come to you." And she left. That night, that old lady appeared to Babaji in a dream in the form of goddess Vrinda. And then he realized that Murti that she had given him was Krishna, because Krishna had said, "I will come tomorrow and not leave anymore." So obviously he had meant that I will come in the form of the Sri Murti. So Babaji took care of the Sri Murti very well. Daily he worshipped it. And the day came, that was his last day on earth. And he was preparing to leave his physical body. And it was obvious that he had heard the flute call of Krishna and was getting ready to meet him in the spiritual world, because his last words were, "Where is my choli? Where is my lehenga? Where is my angiya?" These are all garments worn by gopis. So it was obvious that he was entering his spiritual body in the body of a gopi to serve Radha and Krishna. As we know, the gopis are under the shelter of Radharani, and through her mercy they serve Radha and Krishna in their Nitya Leelas. We too need the mercy of Mother Radha so we can serve Radha and Krishna. Makeshwari, Kriyeshwari, Swadeshwari, Sureshwari, Triveda Bharat Ishwari, Pramana Sasaneshwari, Rameshwari, Shameshwari, Pramoda Kananeshwari, Vrajeshwari, Vrajadipe, Sri Radhike Namostute, Sri Radhike Namostute, Sri Radhike Namostute, Vrajeshwari, Vrajadipe, Sri Radhike Namostute. Let us bow down again and again and again at the lotus feet of Sri Radhe, of our dear Mother Radha. Let us seek her mercy, and it is only she who can bring us to Krishna. Jai 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 Sri Radhe, Jai 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 Sri Radhe, Jai 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 Sri Radhe Shyam.